Read the disclaimer, please. Hi there, lovely individuals. Peepo Coin Channel. Thus, we have another week to examine XRP and Bitcoin on the cryptocurrency market. When I got up this morning, I discovered this thread from last night. I saw that today, but it was from yesterday, discussing the real events taking on in the cryptocurrency marketplace. A brief overview of the events is provided by the Kobisi letter. A Twitter account, an X account, a reference there, and frequently excellent information. This is more of a general thesis about what's going on in the market and what we might infer from it. However, we will first take a brief look at the CME gap that it impacted. We need to exercise caution because it didn't close. We will briefly discuss XRPs. They might arrive this week. I only ask that you smile at me so that I can radiate positive energy. Shitty Smith. Let's get started by hitting the like button. The CME gap is where I want to start. Due to the fact that it is soon to close, we have been discussing it a lot lately. Did not yet close. Oh, did it close? Some people ask. It didn't close, sorry. It touched the outside of my circle, isn't that correct? That I made. But to bridge the gap, I guess, around 91,891,750 is where Bitcoin needs to fall. You mean we're not there? During the night, Bitcoin did get near, but it recovered from that. They visited 92,800 people. Even though we saw a green opening this morning, I wouldn't be shocked if there was a test of that region sometime within the next week. Once more, this does not imply that it will occur today. Doesn't guarantee it will happen tomorrow, but since we are so near to the point when we have the chance to reduce the deficit, it will. This is merely my perspective based on my prior observations. So I would be really cautious these days. It could change drastically whether you are day trading, swing trading, or anything else that is going on at the moment. All right, this is fair. Okay, not financial advice, just my experience and viewpoint. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. In the market, I observe this. 90% of the time I've noticed these gaps, particularly those that occurred over the weekend. Close the gap. Recall that we hoped it would not be closed. Surely we should not hope. No, it was. Even when we were at 127, we had a sense that it would close because the one at 77,000 had already closed, and we were at 110 when it did. Thus, we're witnessing it occur once more. We'll know it's coming if it occurs once more. You know, this is the first time, the second time, the third time, and it will most likely happen again. Does that imply that it will undoubtedly occur? No, but I will reenact the scenario. It's just me. If it occurred once, twice, or three times, correct? The saying is the shame on you the first time, shame on me the second time, and he gets expelled the third time. No, that's the current state of affairs. Naturally, this is changing and having an impact on the entire cryptocurrency market. Although XRP has risen over 2.5% since GME time, it has nevertheless experienced a considerable decline in recent days. Despite all of the positive news, we still have a number of XRP ETFs that might be released this week. Although there is still a lot of anxiety, Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, 21Share, CoinShare, Grayscale, and WisdomTree may all arrive this week. The fear index is at 14, although our greed and fear index is low. That indicates a significant level of terror. Thus, we are currently in a really intriguing scenario. All right, you can now use these circumstances, but you must exercise extreme caution. At BTCC, we are still doing a tournament with a giveaway for this quantity of XRP. Until the end of the month, that is. You can participate. Therefore, we're going to distribute raffle tickets to the public. The competition will be that. Therefore, you are already eligible and can sign up if you are a member of the community there. Additionally, have our BYDFI partner. If you're interested, we have a free Telegram group that is accessible to everyone, as well as some incredible sign-up perks. Additionally, we plan to create a supplementary group just for whale dealers. You will join that whale trader group if you deposit more than $5,000. You will qualify for that. If so, a link can be found in the description below. You can click on those when you visit my website here. You can obtain links to their partners by clicking on these two icons. The link is in the description below if you're interested, but please, please, please trade sensibly. All right, in a moment we will discuss the current state of the market. Additionally, I am aware that the cryptocurrency market can be extremely volatile, can be extremely erratic, yet highly profitable. Additionally, we must use extreme caution. All right, very cautious. What is going on in the cryptocurrency world right now? All right, for the previous 41 days, crypto erased 27 billion every day, or 1.1 trillion in market capitalization. The cryptocurrency market capitalization is currently 10% lower than it was on October 10th, when the record 19 billion liquidation occurred. This move is systemic. Let's clarify. Naturally, the market capitalization of cryptocurrency was close to 4.3 trillion. At that moment, Trump declares a 100% tariff on China. We had the biggest liquidation in history on October 10th. Trump claims that America will lead the world in cryptocurrency. Crypto raises 1.1 trillion in 41 days while continuing to sell off. All right, there is one main reason why the fall has been peculiar. On the fundamental side of cryptocurrency, there haven't been many significant adverse occurrences. President Trump stated a few days ago that his #1 goal is for America to lead the world in cryptocurrency. However, in just 1 month, Bitcoin has dropped 25%. Correct. Additionally, keep in mind that Bitcoin stood up rather well until 1010, don't you? Additionally, it seems to be a mechanical and structural downturn. In mid to late October, institutional outflow was the first step. There were 1.2 billion withdrawals from cryptocurrency funds in the first week of November. Excessive leverage during these outflows becomes the issue. Crypto leverage is distinct. Speculators sometimes take on positions with leverages of 20 times, 50 times, or even 100 times. A 2% move at 100 times leverage would liquidate your position, as can be seen below. Using leverage by millions of traders creates a cascading impact, doesn't it? We've already discussed this and cautioned that high leverage can be extremely, rapid and furious. Of course, you can rise, but you are only liquidated if the underlying asset moves by 2%. Therefore, we must handle these assets with extreme caution. Once more, using leverage can result in significant financial gain, but it can also result in significant financial loss. It is erratic. Therefore, you must take that into account and trade carefully, please. As a result, when these abrupt declines occur in the cryptocurrency liquidation surge, as was the case on October 10th, the 19.2 billion liquidation spread produced the first ever daily candlestick of 20,000 Bitcoin. Markets appear to be hypersensitive as a result of excessive leverage. 3 days in liquidation have exceeded $1 billion in the last 16 days alone. 500 million liquidations per day are now commonplace, especially during times of low volume. This causes extremely large cryptocurrency swings that can go either way. It also clarified the abrupt change in attitude. Extreme dread is the current state of the crypto fear ingredient index. Despite Bitcoin's 25% increase since the April bottom, this now corresponds to the February 2025 bottom. The use of leverage is growing. Changes in the attitude of investors. Examine the Bitcoin versus gold chart since the liquidation on October 10th. Bitcoin and gold had a strong link with safe haven assets over the course of a year. Gold has outperformed Bitcoin by 25% points since early October. Outside of Bitcoin, the trend is much more pronounced. Check out Ether, which is currently down 8.5% for the year. Ether, or Ethereum, has been down since October 6th. Correct? In reality, the Ethereum network's token is called Ether. The token of XRP is the same as XRP. However, we always refer to it as Ethereum rather than Ether. But you're humorous, aren't you? Ether has dropped a staggering 35%. Even while there has been a general upswing in all hazardous assets, this is still outside bear market area. As a result, it appears that the cryptocurrency market is in a structural bear market when you zoom out. Although the fundamental worth of cryptocurrencies has barely been accepted, market conditions are changing. Wrinkles will eventually be removed, just like in any market. According to Kobisi, we may be approaching a bottom. Trading much beyond cryptocurrency assets is the current trend. Stocks, commodities, bonds, and cryptocurrency are all investable due to changes in the microeconomic environment. That concludes their newsletter. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, support Infinity and beyond,